Saving lives, preventing disease, and reversing disease. You are listening to Dr. Richardson on Call, brought to you in part by the Atlanta Clinic of Preventive Medicine, William Richardson, MD.
This program is not being used to make diagnosis, administer treatment, prescribe medications, or order tests. The information contained is provided as an educational service. This program is not a replacement for the relationship you have with your healthcare provider. If you have concerns about your health, please contact your healthcare provider's office immediately.
Hello, ladies and gents. This is Andre 3000, one half of the group Outcast, and you're listening to Dr. Richardson on Call on WCLK 91.9 FM.
Hi, and thank you for listening to what was at the time Dr. Richardson's very popular and informative holistic, preventive, alternative health talk radio show designed to save lives, prevent disease, and reverse disease. Furthermore, if you are interested and in need of a holistic alternative medical doctor, you can reach Dr. Richardson at 770-419-4471. That's 770-419-4471. And be sure to visit our website at acpm.net. That's acpm.net.
Welcome to this edition of Dr. Richardson on Call. Hi, I'm John Richardson, brother of Dr. William Richardson, and today we are going to take a brief but intense course in nutrition. Nutrition 101. Everything you wanted to know about nutrition but had no one to ask. Why is it that Americans are more than 70% nutritionally deficient of basic vitamins and minerals? And how is it that poor nutrition is an enormous causative factor in cancer, high blood pressure, heart attacks, strokes, diabetes, depression, and literally all major diseases? Stay tuned for this edition of Dr. Richardson on Call, where today Dr. Richardson is going to provide you with the best proven, effective, time-tested methods to maximize your nutrition. That will be a major step in securing long-term health for you and your family.
Did you know that studies reveal that 86% of your health and well-being is totally dependent upon your lifestyle, diet, environment, exercise, relaxation, rest, and stress management? And did you know that medical care and genetics account for only 14% of your health and well-being? This means that you are 86% in control of your health through living a healthy lifestyle and building a healthy environment. Dr. Richardson and the Atlanta Clinic of Preventive Medicine specialize in reversing disease, preventing disease, and saving lives. Our full-service health clinic offers complete diagnostic evaluations and medical care, lifestyle nutritional counseling, detox programs, immune enhancement, permanent weight loss programs, IV chelation therapy, and alternative treatments for most all diseases and conditions.
Hello, ladies and gents. This is Andre 3000, one half of the group Outcast, and you're listening to Dr. Richardson on Call on WCLK 91.9 FM.
Hi, I'm Dr. William Richardson, and I'm inspired and honored and truly welcome you to this edition of Dr. Richardson on Call, where the second and fourth Wednesday of every month from 6 to 7 p.m., we will take in-depth, stimulating looks at the major health issues facing our community today. My friends, the mission of this health talk show, Dr. Richardson on Call, is to reverse and prevent disease as well as save lives. On this show, we request, we encourage, and we really demand your participation. Call us and ask your important questions and give your valuable commentaries when we open up the phone lines. Again, I'm your host, Dr. William Richardson, a board-certified medical doctor with over 25 years of experience. My role on this show is to facilitate our listeners in the how and why of making intelligent health choices in quality medical care, disease reversal and prevention, nutrition, diet and supplements, cleansing and detoxification, immune system enhancement, and many other lifestyle and environmental factors. Also, as always, I'm joined in the studio by my brother John Richardson, who is the writer, researcher, and executive producer for this show, to whom I owe many thanks. Thank you, Brother John.
And thank you, brother, Dr. William Richardson, and welcome once again out there in Radioland, as I, John Richardson, am also honored and inspired to be with you today on this edition of Dr. Richardson on Call. And today we have another very important topic, Dr. Richardson, and that is Nutrition 101. Everything you wanted to know about nutrition but had no one to ask. And we're just going to briefly start a little discussion by looking at some eye-opening facts about nutrition and your everyday life. Folks, did you know that cigarettes destroy 25 to 100 milligrams of vitamin C? Did you know that the milk with the synthetic vitamin D, which means all store-bought milk basically, can rob the body of magnesium? Did you know that those happy hours that some of us are going to, more than one cocktail can deplete the body of vitamin B1, vitamin B6, and folic acid, which can affect your nervous system? Did you know that 80% of American women are deficient in calcium? Did you know that cancer researchers at the MIT Institute of Technology found that vitamin C, vitamin E, and certain chemicals in vegetables called indoles, like cabbage, Brussels sprouts, and related, what is it, broccoli, those kind of things, are potent and apparently safe inhibitors of cancer, carcinogens.
That's right.
All right. And onion and garlic and radishes and leeks contain a natural antibiotic called allicin, which destroyed disease germs while not sweeping away the friendly bacteria. We can go on and on. There must be thousands and thousands and thousands of eye-opening facts about nutrition,
That's
folks.
right.
Ones that we do know and ones that we do not know. And today on this show, Dr. Richardson on Call, we're going to ask Dr. Richardson some very, very compelling questions that have to do with the fact that 70% of Americans are nutritionally deficient. That's right. We said 70. It's probably 90. Right. That's according to some lower standards of analysis.
That's right.
Also, can nutrition really be found in a bottle, manufactured or man-made? What about vitamins and minerals and enzymes, blah, blah, blah? Can a great diet eliminate the need for nutritional supplements? Folks, we're going to go over a lot of things with nutrition today, so we want you to listen closely because it's a very important part of your health, along with cleansing and detoxification, which will be our next show.
All right.
You know?
That's what we got to look forward to.
We're going to look forward to that, Dr. Richardson, you know, and we're going to have a colonic therapist, Harriet, who's our producer in there, waving her arms like a healthy person. I was going to say something else, like a healthy person. She's doing the funky chicken in there now. No. Anyway, we're going to open up this show and let Dr. Richardson pontificate, elucidate, and enumerate, and whatever other kind of whatever. Okay.
All right.
Dr. Richardson, let's jump into this. What are the implications that we can infer from the fact that 70% of Americans consume less than the recommended daily allowance, the so-called recommended daily allowances of the basic level of vitamins and minerals?
Right. Vitamins A, B1, B2, B5, B6, B12, iron, potassium, magnesium.
Basic.
What does this mean? That means that we are chronically malnourished, even if we're obese, because these are micronutrients. And with the devitamized soil and foods, this becomes much more likely.
Mm-hmm.
What we're in is a current epidemic of chronic degenerative diseases that are generating from our poor nutritional status too much of the wrong nutrients and not enough micronutrients.
Mm-hmm.
We have a greater than 60% heart and artery disease rate in this country. 75 million, well over 75 million Americans have high blood pressure, 95 million with high cholesterol.
They seem like most of them are walking in our office.
Well, plenty of them.
A million in the office.
Check this out. If you have a heart attack, you have a 40% chance of not even surviving a heart attack.
Yeah.
And we're talking about $50 billion being spent on heart and artery diseases. About 1 out of 2.
billion, right?
I meant 500 billion.
Yeah.
Sure, 500 billion, because the whole health bill is over 2 trillion. So, yes, 500 billion. 50% of Americans can expect to develop some form of cancer, mostly the metabolic type. For instance, 1 out of 8 females may develop breast. For blacks, it's 1 out of 6.
Mm-hmm.
1 out of 5 U.S. males can develop prostate cancer. For African Americans, it can be 1 out of 3. And, you know, not forgetting all the other cancers, and the treatment cost for that is about $460 billion.
Mm-hmm.
And the cure rate with conventional methods for cancer is very horrible, 7 to 14% at the worst. And, you know, not forgetting all the other chronic metabolic problems, and we're spending $2 trillion. Well, I just left Ghana. They're not spending $1 trillion on healthcare, and actually they probably are less malnourished in Ghana than America because they have fruit stands and vegetable stands everywhere, and that's
their
what
soil isn't depleted completely like ours is.
And that's what the people are using for snacks. Fortunately, they can't afford to buy a lot of the problem foods here. So, we basically have a very poor nutritional status, and degenerative illnesses are flourishing.
Yeah, they really are, and that's what we're talking about. All these illnesses that he just mentioned, and some that he didn't mention, ADD, depression, gastrointestinal problems, they all have a nutritional component. And, in our office, we do lifestyle nutritional counseling, and we demand it of the patients, regardless of what they claim they know, said, book they read, all that kind of thing. Because that's the crux of what we're dealing with, nutrition, and like we said, cleansing and detoxification.
Right, that's it, yeah. That's it.
So, Dr. Richardson, let's keep moving. Let's get a formal definition of nutrition from a clinical, nutritional, medical, holistic standpoint. What would be a good definition of nutrition?
Right. On I guess emotional level, nutrition is the relationship of foods with us, the body, and it's also with the mind and spirit. On a technical level, if you spread out the digestive system with all the nooks and crannies, with all the folds, you get a surface area the size of a football field and a half. Just from the intestines. So it's really your relationship with the material environment is more important with nutrition than what we touch, actually. And what we're talking about are gaining the necessary macronutrients like carbohydrates, essential fatty acids and fats, and protein, and the micronutrients, which are the trace elements or minerals, the regular minerals and the vitamins and co-vitamins and all the other stuff. And then getting the right amount so that you can function and you can actually feel that as on a certain level.
That's right. And folks, that's what's being compromised out here, and that's why there's so much chronic degenerative illness. Well, folks, we're going to take it a little further. We're going to ask Dr. Richardson, what's wrong with America's nutrition that is greatly responsible for this disease epidemic that we're talking about? What could possibly be wrong with all this great food that we have on the corner and in the stores and all this kind of thing?
Americans are eating over 300 hamburgers per second.
Probably 500.
Yeah, probably 500 right now. And then 8 out of 10
per second.
Yeah.
Second, 500. Second, okay, go ahead.
8 out of 10 of the top-selling grocery store items are considered unhealthy. We're talking about Coke Classic, Pepsi, coffee, cheese, junk food, cigarettes, beer, and Diet Coke.
What happened to the apple? Okay, go ahead.
And the broccoli and anything. And the average American annual intake of low-nutrient, unhealthy food consists of 756 donuts the average American consumes per year, 60 pounds of cakes and cookies, 23 gallons of ice cream, 7 pounds of potato chips, and 22 pounds of candy, 200 sticks of gum, 365 servings of soda pop, 90 pounds of fat, and 130 pounds of refined sugar per year. And, much of the food supply is depleted of calories because we're dealing with agribusiness. So the typical American diet is high fat, high salt, high chemicals, high processing, preservatives, antibiotics, nitrates, nitrites, et cetera, et cetera. We're overweight, malnourished, and it's killing us.
We really are. And that's what we're dealing with today, poor nutrition, folks. And, and that's what we have to look at. And we're going to have a guest in a minute that has a naturopath, and he's written a book on several books on nutrition and African holistic health. And I went to see him at one of our sponsors, Loving It Live, the restaurant. He was excellent. He was very clear. We're going to introduce him in a minute. But before we do, we're going to ask Dr. Richardson to comment briefly on some other things. We'll just kind of go down a list, and Dr. Richardson can kind of just give us a thumbnail comment on that thing, and we're going to keep moving because, folks, this show is to stimulate you to do your own research, not to be a comprehensive treatise on the subjects. Impossible. We'd have to be on, 24 hours?
A week.
Right. Okay. Dr. Richardson, what about vitamins, minerals, and herbs, and nutritional supplements, and enzymes? What about
they
those?
can have a place. To me, they're extensions of food, and they can be. You can consider them dense foods, nutrients.
That's right. That's right. Can a great diet eliminate or at least minimize the need for nutritional supplements?
Absolutely. Just raw juices. All that greenery, organic, all that sort of thing. Yeah.
The great diet is the most important thing, folks. Don't try to replace it with something in a bottle.
although we do recommend nutritional supplements. Organic food versus commercial.
Well, organic
chemical
food is registered. It is certifiable, and I do believe by taste, touch, and smell and results that it is significantly improved to get organic.
And the sperm count goes up if you eat organic food. That's also been documented.
Yeah, that's right.
So infertility, impotency, those issues are affected by that.
That's right.
Superfoods. What about superfoods, Dr. Richardson?
Superfoods are super. You were talking about spirulina, chlorella, concentrated Irish moss drinks. All those things are superfoods. I just had 2 Irish moss drinks.
There you go. Nutritional smoothies, Dr. Richardson. Comment on that.
Yeah, the smoothie's a quick way to get nutrients. And if you're going to take supplements, a lot of times it's good to sprinkle them right in the smoothie, and food substances, power foods can be taken that way.
That's right. And the last thing we're going to comment on for Dr. Richardson is the raw, fresh juices and foods.
Well, hey, we both know, and we all know, the raw is in, and raw is going to stay in because that is the most powerful way to consume food.
Yeah, it is. It is. It's live. It has the enzymes, which we didn't really say a whole lot about, the enzymes available to digest the food and that motivate the body in certain exchanges and all these kind of things.
Sure.
So we're going to kick around other things like healthy fats and antioxidants and carotenoids and phytochemicals and phytoestrogens and all these kind of things.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
Sounds good. Okay.
Yeah. So why don't we introduce our guest today? And you want to introduce him? Or?
Dr. Laila O. Africa. Are you there, Dr. Africa?
Yes, sir. I'm here.
He's author of these books,
Yes.
African Holistic Health and Nutricide, the nutritional destruction of the black race. Interesting.
Yeah. Excellent books,
Yeah,
Dr.
they're
Africa.
quite compelling.
Great guy. Dr. Africa is a very knowledgeable, loving person, very intelligent. And what he stands for is what I like. He's the first brother who told me in ancient times you weren't considered an elder until you were over 150 years old.
So you've been listening to the show, Dr. Africa?
Yes, sir. I certainly have.
Good. Contribute. You're the nutritional expert. You're a naturopathic doctor. Pontificate to us. What do you have to say about nutrition?
Well, nutrition is when you're eating food to maintain wellness.
Yes.
Yes.
And I don't confuse that with pica. And pica is non-food, which we call junk food, which is a new word for pica. If you're eating pica, you'll get sick because it's not a food. It's a non-food.
Right.
That's potato chips and sodas, things that don't grow on a tree or grapevine anywhere. Those are not foods.
Right.
So if you're eating things that are not in nature, it takes you out of your nature.
Whoa. So you're saying it can affect behavior.
Yes, and the primary motivating force for people eating is their emotions. People don't eat because McDonald's selling intelligence about vitamin A. They eat because they're emotionally attached to the food. They're associated with good feelings and happy times.
Happy meal.
Yeah. So it's emotionally motivated. And if you don't talk emotional language to people who have an eating disorder, you can't get to them. Anytime you get to the emotions will override your intelligence anytime.
Wow.
Yes.
It will override it. People say, I know it's not good for me, but it sure look good.
He's hitting on it.
Emotions override intelligence. So I just try to get at people's emotions, whatever kind of language I can get to.
Yeah.
To get them to have enough of that energy in them, that spirit in them, to connect them back to nature. Back to their only source of wellness and health is nature.
Yes.
We don't know anything about nature anymore, not unless it's been modified.
Yeah.
But the medicine is here. The medicine is the food.
Right, that's right.
It's here.
That's
Just
the
how
best
can we emotionally reattach people to that is the challenge we have.
Brilliant. That's brilliant, Dr. Africa. I really appreciate that.
And when I went to go listen to you speak, of course, I've heard you speak on the tape. I've heard you speak before, but you definitely were hitting on the emotions over at Loving It Live when you were bringing it pretty strong and getting a lot of emotional whatever and making a lot of connections. So you really practicing what you preach.
Yeah, so that's one of the things that helped me out going to performing arts school.
Oh.
Okay.
You know, it's basically show business when I'm talking, and I know it. It's theatrical lecturing. That's what I do. And I do whatever it takes to get people to connect back to eating whole, raw foods. And you can't always use the same language I'm very popular with hip-hop people because I talk raw. Somebody's got to talk to them.
That's right. That's right.
I'm the one, so they all of them talk to me, so I talk to them.
You're the one. Well, also, we're going to mention you're coming to Atlanta, gracing us with your presence. Where are you now? You in Indiana or somewhere else?
I'm in Indianapolis, Indiana.
Okay, yeah. But you're going to grace us with your presence and you're the keynote speaker in the Meat Out, which occurs every year. In fact, the Black Vegetarian Society founder is here in our studio, kind of in the background, just checking us out, checking us over and all these kind of things.
Yeah.
And you're going to be the keynote speaker for the event, the Meat Out, and I think the theme is defeating disease naturally. You'll be speaking to folks, and it's going to be at the Southwest Family YMCA, and this is a not-for-profit organization, and so we're proud to bring this information to Atlanta. And for more information, the phone number is 770-621-5056. But tell us about this event. You'll be presenting in this event and talking to the folks. What's that going to be about?
Well, I'm going to focus mostly on how to defeat disease, and that means I'm going to talk about eating correctly and combining food correctly and how to get back to throwing those flowers out of the flower pot and growing some herbs in them.
Right on.
I mean, we have the medicine in our house, but we just don't have the wrong plants in those flower pots. We got to start growing things in our house that we need for our wellness, and I'm going to talk about that. It's quite portable. Growing herbs is quite portable. If you can have a flower pot, you darn sure can grow some garlic in there. Red clover.
Yes.
It's quite portable. So people think it's out of their range to be healthy, and I just say, no, it's not. And just step-by-step, hands-on things people can do to repossess their health, because take it away back from McDonald's and the Burping King and the Filthy Doughboy and whoever else has it.
Now, you'll have some of your books, African Holistic Health and Nutricide, the Destruction of the Nutritional Destruction of the Black Race, and be doing some book signings, this kind of thing?
Yeah, I have the revised African
Have the
Holistic
revised,
Health.
okay.
It's about 600 pages now, and I
Oh,
revised that book after 20 years. So that'll be there.
that should be exciting. Then you'll have a little question and answer session. And
Yeah,
that kind of
always
thing.
question and answer. That's what I like. I don't do that much lecturing anymore. I do certification courses in nutrition all over the world, so that's what I mostly do, teach. I don't really do that much lecturing.
That's right. Yeah.
Well, we're honored to have you here in Atlanta, and I'm sure that's going to be quite an event, the Meat Out. This occurs every year. For how many years, Tracy? 6 years now. That's phenomenal. That's where folks are encouraged just to leave the meat alone for that day at least. And I understand there'll be a holistic health fair, raw foods, bodywork pavilion, restaurant presentations, and health screenings, and all kind of things going on, natural food stores and this kind of thing in the event.
It's a fun event.
Yeah. Dr. Richardson, you've presented there before.
Yes,
haven't
I
you?
have
Yeah.
numerous times, and it's been great. It's a great event. Encourage a lot of people to check it out.
Dr. Africa, can you stay with us over the break? We're going to have to get ready to go to a break. Do you think you can hang on and maybe take some calls with us?
Yeah, as long as the break don't broke me.
Yeah, it'll be about 3 or 4 minutes
Okay,
and that kind
I'm
of
here.
thing. So, all right. Well, folks, you're listening to Dr. Richardson on Call, and now we're going to take a break. And today we are featuring Nutrition 101, everything you wanted to know about nutrition but had no one to ask. Why is it that 70% of Americans are nutritionally deficient of basic vitamins and minerals? And how is it that poor nutrition is a major causative factor in the major illnesses and the minor illnesses, for example, cancer and high blood pressure, heart attack, strokes, diabetes, depression, ADD, and literally all major diseases? Stay tuned for this edition of Dr. Richardson on Call, where today we're going to provide you with the best effective, time-tested methods to maximize your nutrition that will be a major step in securing long-term health for you and your family. We'll be right back.
This is Dick Gregory. Dr. Richardson on Call will continue after this break.
Many people are sick and tired of seeking help from conventional medical doctors who may just see you for 5 minutes, just hand you another prescription, just run more tests, or may know very little about diet, nutrition, detoxification, immune system enhancement, and other health-building lifestyle factors. William Richardson, MD, and the Atlanta Clinic of Preventive Medicine specialize in reversing disease, preventing disease, and saving lives. For more information on Dr. Richardson and the Atlanta Clinic of Preventive Medicine, website address is www.acpm.net. That's www.acpm.net.
Hi, and thank you for listening to what was at the time Dr. Richardson's very popular and informative holistic, preventive, alternative health talk radio show, designed to save lives, prevent disease, and reverse disease. Furthermore, if you are interested and in need of a holistic alternative medical doctor, you can reach Dr. Richardson at 770-419-4471. That's 770-419-4471. And be sure to visit our website at acpm.net. That's acpm.net.
Hello, ladies and gents. This is Andre 3000, one half of the group Outcast, and you're listening to Dr. Richardson on Call on WCLK 91.9 FM.
All right, Atlanta. We're back from the break, and you're listening to Dr. Richardson on Call, and I'm your co-host, John Richardson, along with Dr. William Richardson, and today we're taking a brief but intense course in Nutrition 101, everything you want to know about nutrition but had no one to ask. Why is it that nutrition is so important in maintaining health? That's what we're covering today. And what are the best ways to obtain this top-notch nutrition? And we have in the studio with us Dr. Laila Africa, who's a naturopathic doctor and well-versed in this subject. And we've invited him to join us on the show. Thanks again for joining us, Dr. Africa.
Oh, it's my pleasure, my pleasure.
Yeah. So I think what we'll do now is keep going with this show here, but right now, Atlanta, we're going to open up the phone lines to you. We want you to get involved. We want you, the listening audience, to tell us what's on your mind about this topic, Nutrition 101. We want you to call in the studio at 404-880-9255, 404-880-9255. Of course, Atlanta, you can call us on your home phone, cell phone, business phone, car phone, pay phone, or someone else's phone, shortwave radio, plasma transfer, underground cable. I don't know where I'm getting, is that Star Trek? I don't know. Yeah. Call us on some kind of means of communication, Atlanta. Let us know that what your thoughts are. Jot down your questions or comments so we can be efficient, and please turn down your radio. Give us a call right now. Light up those lines. Look like they are lit up. I think they're all lit up. Call us at 404-880-9255, 404-880-9255, and we will get to your call. And so we might as well jump right on some calls. Somebody's been on the phone even before I gave the number out, so we'll go to that person. Jason in Atlanta. The cost of healthy food is more expensive. Jason,
good evening.
How you doing there?
Great. Thanks for taking my call, gentlemen. And I'm calling from my cell phone heading on 85 South.
Yes, sir.
But I like to comment on the fact that, economics, I think, plays a big deal or a big role in how we eat as African Americans. I mean, when you consider the plethora of dollar menus and all the things that are available out there today.
Dollar meals, yeah.
The dollar meals and how unhealthy we are eating in regard to the economics and the convenience of it. I would like to see if you two could comment on that. And it's really more expensive to eat at a raw food place or a natural food restaurant versus a regular restaurant. I mean, your health is worth it, I know, but, trying to reach the African-American community at large, how do we go about coming up with something that isn't as, expensive?
Well, when I first, changed my diet, it was 1973. And me and Neil Mellix, our food bill dropped, and because we were just eating beans, rice, and broccoli. And if you go buy a bag of rice and bag of beans, and eat some broccoli, your food bill's not going to be that much. But if you're trying to get the latest fancy, organic, raw lasagna that'll make you fly, like hopefully I'll get some tonight at Infinite Line, But, hey, if you're in med school, eat some beans, rice, and broccoli and call it a day. Right. Am I right, Dr.
How about what about that, Dr. Africa?
I think it's economically cheaper to eat health food. That's been proven over and over and over again. Even if you just simply look at the label of some apple juice, say, I want to get some apple juice, and you look at the ingredients. If you go into a health food store, the ingredients will be apples. But if you go to another store, the ingredients be a long list of a whole lot of things that you didn't want to buy. So you're paying the apple price for the chemicals. A 2 cent worth of chemicals, and they're charging you the price of apples. I mean, this is mathematics here. The thing is, you got to eat to save your life. Now, everything is worth $1 in a capitalist country, but something is more important than that dollar, and that's got to be your health.
Mm-hmm.
When are you going to draw the line here?
Mm-hmm. Good
Right.
point. Good point. Good point. And then
Thank
when you get when you get that cancer and you get the cardiovascular disease, you get the prostate problems, and you get the high blood pressure and all this kind of things, and then you're talking about going on a trip, a vacation. I don't know how many people come into our office and say, well, they can't do the program right now. They've got to go on a trip, not realizing they may not make it back from the trip.
Right. So it's best to prevent it by good nutrition, Dr.
It
Africa's
is. So
right.
good point. All right. And what about having a garden? What about having an indoor herbal garden? All kind of things you can do.
Right.
All right. All this buying this, going this. All right. The number to get in the studio right now, that was a great first question and comments, is 404-880-9255, 404-880-9255. Let's run next to Mark in Atlanta. Question on shingles. Mark.
Hello?
You're on the air.
Oh, great. My question is about shingles and the diet and nutrition. Can you talk about that for just a few minutes? Because I know that it is something related to the nerves, but and I'll turn this off and listen to the radio. But I appreciate your program. It's really, really excellent.
Thank you for listening, Mark.
Yeah. Well, of course, shingles is a old chicken pox coming out from the nerves when the immune system drops. And actually, anybody who gets shingles who's younger needs to get an HIV test. That can be the first sign of HIV. But for the most part, it's related. You can play tennis too long and get it or whatever. And if you keep good nutrition up, you're going to have less chance to get shingles. And then you can get a bad nerve problem after it. So you want to be aggressive in treating it with antivirals, natural or otherwise.
Dr. Africa, any comment?
It's totally correct. It's just that people don't understand the importance of rest.
Yes.
I mean, when you're playing tennis or whatever you're doing, most people over-exercise, which is going to reduce the blood supply to the peripheral circulation anyway and increase the aging of the person. So when you're doing all that exercising, you got to do a lot of resting and sleeping too.
That's
You can't
right.
stay in that phase of overstressing your system. You got to do a lot of resting, just like a baby does when it's growing muscle. It does a lot of resting.
Y'all see why I love Dr. Africa so much? That is intelligence there.
That's a great comment. We're going to run to some more calls. Folks, for more information on what we're talking about, comprehensive holistic medical services and Dr. Richardson's services in Atlanta Clinic of Preventive Medicine, website address is www.acpm.net. That's www.acpm.net. Next, folks, we're going to run right back to these calls. We're going to run to Christine in Atlanta. And Christine, you're on the air today.
Hi, how are you?
Excellent.
I just want to thank you, Dr. Africa. First of all, I feel honored to be speaking with you. 10 years, I was working in New York. I was walking down the street. I picked up your book. I read that book from cover to cover. It changed my life. I quit smoking. I stopped eating meat within 2 weeks, and it's been over 11 years, and I just feel honored. And I would like to tell your audience, everyone get a copy of his book because it will change your life. From his perspective, I had no idea the history of hospitals and just how he dissects the human body. I have never read anything like that before in my life. And to this day, I just referred your book to someone. I have purchased copies and just given them to people. And once they've read like the first, let's say, 2 pages, they are blown away. And I just want to thank you, and I just feel honored. And I will try my best. I will be at that meet out to hear you speak. But I just want to let you know that I appreciate everything you've done for me and my family.
We appreciate it, Christine.
Which book was it, too, by the way?
All right, thank you.
Which
Hello?
book?
Which book? Which book were you talking about?
Oh, the African Holistic Health, Health book.
Did you read his second book?
No.
His second book is Nutricide, so that's a great book, too.
Oh, really? Okay. All right, I will pick it up. Thank you.
Thank you for calling, Christine. All right, folks, what they're talking about is the Meat Out, and it's presented by the nonprofit organization Black Vegetarian Society. And, in fact, the founder is sitting behind me, Tracy Thomas. We had her on another show. Yeah, and they're having an event March 20th from 1 to 5, and the theme is Defeating Disease Naturally. And Dr. Laila Africa will be the keynote speaker. He's a naturopathic doctor. And again, he has these books he's written. They're excellent. And he just said he expanded
1 to 600 pages, African Holistic Health and Nutricide, the nutritional destruction of the black race. And we're talking about nutrition today. And again, for more information on this event, the meat out, which means no meat that day, there will be a lot of vegetarian samplings and all this kind of thing. So invite the public to take advantage of this public affair. The number is 770-621-5056. That's 770-621-5056. And the web, for the web heads out there, is www.bvsga.org. That's www.bvsga.org. And we're going to be delighted to grace Atlanta's presence with Dr. Laila Africa, who is on the phone with us talking about nutrition today. We thank you, sir. And why don't we take some more calls? Let's see. Let's run to John in College Park. John, you're on the air.
Okay. Hey, Dr. Richardson, Dr. Africa.
Hey.
My question for you all is concerning caffeine, coffee, and its effect on the body. Is it really harmful? I know it's probably not helpful. I've read books or different literature saying different things about it. What's you all's opinion?
Well, I personally think it's a drug. And it's now been associated with not only fibrocystic breast disease and fibroids, but also breast cancer. And if it's associated with breast cancer, I'm sure it's going to be associated with prostate cancer one day. And what else, Dr. Africa?
Well, caffeine is a drug, and the delivery system for it is coffee. Nicotine is a drug. The delivery system for that is a cigarette. These are delivery systems for drugs, and not to be confused with anything else. Caffeine is a drug, and the delivery system for that is coffee. That's what we call it in the chemistry business. So we got to be careful. Every drug has a side effect. White sugar is a drug, it has a side effect. Caffeine is a drug, it has a side effect. If it's a drug, it has a side effect.
Period.
If it's made but natural now, we won't have no problems with it. You don't get any side effects from raw broccoli now. We got to do some reasoning here and say, wait a minute, this thing is questionable, but that's not questionable.
I guess
broccoli and brown rice is not questionable, but the caffeine is questionable. So why put yourself at a risk for no reason?
There you go.
Yeah, so that would be the answer. The thing people would say, well, I had an organic cup of coffee or something like that.
Well, you can have organic heroin.
Yeah, you can have organic beer
cocaine.
And wine, alcohol. It's a delivery system. Beer is delivery system for alcohol. Let's be clear on this.
Let's be clear. He's right.
Yeah.
So thank you, John, for that question on caffeine. The number to get in the studio right now, Atlanta, we're talking about Nutrition 101, everything you want to know about nutrition. Had no one to ask. We got two doctors here asking, a medical doctor who's holistically preventive, nutritionally oriented, and a naturopathic doctor. They're both hitting on this subject real strong. 404, the number is 404-880-9255. The number to get in the studio right now. There's a line just opened up. You can get in. 404-880-9255. Let's run to another one of these wonderful calls. Let's run to Tamara in Duluth. Question on cholesterol. Tamara, are you there?
Hi. Yes, sir.
Uh-huh.
My husband is Hispanic, and he's 25 years old, and was told that he has extremely high cholesterol. I mean, it's like it's way over 500.
Wow.
And his sugar is also extremely high. He's almost a diabetic. And the doctor believes that it's hereditary with him, and so he's changed his diet, but he stays hungry all the time. And, because he can't eat a lot of carbs, and he has to keep his carb count down. It's almost as though there's nothing to eat except fruit and vegetables. And even those, some of them are really high in sugar.
Yeah.
And he just stays hungry. I mean,
is he obese? Is he an obese man or not?
No. I mean, he might be maybe 10 pounds overweight, and he's lost a lot of weight since he changed his diet. Okay.
Well, the thing is with that, it may have a familial component. Most of it isn't. Now, you think of the Puma Indians or the Peanut Indians, about 70 or 80% of them are now diabetic with the Western diet. So he may be caught up in that because a lot of, quote, Hispanics, and most of us African Americans have Native American blood. But nevertheless, the dark green leafy vegetables should be primary in his diet, first of all. And the essential fatty acids, the good fats, could be a good choice. You're talking avocado, some nuts and seeds. And then some of the less sweet fruits may be indicated, and whole, certainly never fruit juice. And then remember, sweet potatoes and yams, the African yam and the wild Mexican yam, and all that stuff give you more. They make your sugar go up half as much as like white potatoes. Right. So, and I would suggest that he and you go to the meat out and see everything going on there, and even talk to myself about it.
It's just not fruits and vegetables. I mean, there's a whole lot of food choices. There's thousands.
Dr. Africa, you have any comments?
Well, there are quite a few things to do, and to remedy that craving, they do have things that reduce your craving.
Okay.
You have to shut down the man's craving, and he needs to increase his fat, like Dr. Richardson says.
Okay.
And that will help calm down his craving for whatever he's craving.
That's right.
And he just stays so hungry, and he gets tired of eating
his fat.
4 or 5 apples a day. And
No. He needs to increase his fats. That will give him a steady energy supply.
Okay.
He's eating things that burn real quick.
Yeah.
Right.
Avocado.
Yeah. Like you
nuts.
think of one of the best things for him would be avocado, nuts, and lots of raw dark green leafy vegetables. You may want to refer and go to Loving It Live and try some of the food over there.
Yeah.
Okay. We will definitely. I will make sure that we go to the meat out.
Okay.
Okay, thank you very much.
And the other thing we didn't mention, there are some great herbs and things to do for that high cholesterol that can pull it down.
Yeah, eucalyptus, red yeast rice.
That's right. It works, too.
Psyllium, there's a lot of herbs.
Yes.
All right, folks, we're going to run to another call. We appreciate you jamming the lines with your interest today, Atlanta. We're having a course on Nutrition 101 via your questions and our commentary, and all the same, we're going to run to, let's see, Willie in Atlanta. Willie, you're on the air.
How are you all doing this evening?
Excellent.
Dr. Africa, first of all, I want to kind of ditto what the young lady mentioned earlier today in terms of thanking you. I actually was introduced to you when I attended school in Mississippi State and came from an area of Mississippi where I had no clue about anything other than pig and beef and chitlins and all that stuff. And so when I read your book, first of all, I wanted to throw it away because I was very attached to my chitlins. So
wow.
I had to kind of combat with that for a while, but after reading the information and really digesting what you said in the book, African Holistic Health book, as well as Nutricide, I was really just blown away. I actually even saw you once in Memphis, Tennessee, where you actually did a presentation many moons ago there. But the question that I actually have for you is that I've read somewhere, and I don't know exactly where, and I hope this is not too far in left field, but
go ahead.
I've read somewhere where it states that this rise in homosexuality in the United States has a lot to do with people's lack of their eating habits.
Okay.
And I wanted you to speak on that because being a heterosexual male as well as a married man, with having family members, cousins, and nieces and things coming into this world, that's a concern of mine, and I wanted to find out what is your perspective on that from a nutritional side.
We'll comment on that.
Yeah, I'm going to say a couple of things real quick, like the whole meat industry and dairy industry, frankly, are adding hormones, and these are many times female hormones, plus you're eating female animals. But, you know, a lot of that can come from also rape and molestation, frankly, Dr. Africa.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's terrible. We eat a lot of female animals. We don't eat the rooster, we eat the hens. And the animals that people are eating are mostly chemicalized with the synthetic estrogen and steroids, and they throw the hormone level way off balance with all those endocrine disrupting chemicals added to it. It's just a chemical concoction. It's very dangerous for your hormone level, which, of course, stabilizes your sexuality. So the thing is, again, food is very political and always has been, and it's nothing but a political way of manipulating, controlling people with the chemicals. They put chemicals in burgers and make them addicting. They make food addicting in order to keep their money supply stabilized. So we got to look at this thing as a political issue here. You're politically fighting for your life. You have to say that. When you're exercising to save your life. And once you are clear on defining what you're doing, then you're clear on your solution.
Mm-hmm.
So we have to be clear. We're eating for wellness. We're exercising for wellness, not to lose weight, but we exercise for wellness.
Clear. All right, we're going to take a break. Hopefully you can stay with us for a few more minutes, Dr. Africa.
Oh, yes.
And we're going to
entertain this subject of nutrition with Atlanta a little bit more. Folks, we're going to take a break. You're listening to Dr. Richardson on Call, where today we are featuring Nutrition 101, everything you want to know about nutrition but had no one to ask. We're going to ask Martha, Julia, Veronica, Taliba, and Eric to hold on because we're going to get to your calls after the break. We are wondering today, folks, why it is that 75, really more than that, % of Americans are nutritionally deficient, and how is it that this poor nutrition is a major causative factor in all these diseases. We invite you to stay tuned on this edition of Dr. Richardson on Call, where we're going to continue to provide you with the best time-tested methods to maximize your nutrition. That will be a major step in securing long-term health for you and your family. We'll be right back.
This is Dick Gregory. Dr. Richardson on Call will continue after this break.
With over 25 years of experience and success, Dr. William Richardson, MD, and his experienced staff of professionals make up the Atlanta Clinic of Preventive Medicine. We specialize in reversing disease, preventing disease, and saving lives. We specialize in treating potential causes of ill health, not just suppressing symptoms. For more information on Dr. William Richardson, MD, and the Atlanta Clinic of Preventive Medicine, the website address is www.acpm.net.
Hello, ladies and gents. This is Andre 3000, one half of the group Outcast, and you're listening to Dr. Richardson on Call on WCLK 91.9 FM.
Hi, and thank you for listening to what was at the time Dr. Richardson's very popular and informative holistic, preventive, alternative health talk radio show, designed to save lives, prevent disease, and reverse disease. Furthermore, if you are interested and in need of a holistic alternative medical doctor, you can reach Dr. Richardson at 770-419-4471. That's 770-419-4471. And be sure to visit our website at acpm.net. That's acpm.net.
Half of the group Outcast, and you're listening to Dr. Richardson on Call on WCLK 91.9 FM.
All right, Atlanta, we're again back from the break, and you're listening to Dr. Richardson on Call, and I'm your co-host, John Richardson, along with Dr. William Richardson, and along with Dr. Laila Africa. And today we're talking about the brief course that we're giving you, but it's an intense course on nutrition. Yeah. This could go on for 5 hours, folks. We're talking about Nutrition 101, everything you want to know about nutrition but had no one to ask. We're talking about nutrition and maintaining your health and what are the best ways to obtain this top-notch nutrition, basically common sense. Use your spirit, use your soul, use your mind, and use your emotions. Don't let them use you. And we were talking about that. So, folks, we're going to run to some more calls quickly. This is the 5-minute drill, so ask your quick question or make your comment quickly because we're not going to be able to spend that much time because we got to get out of here soon. So we're first going to run to Taliba in Lithonia. Taliba, are you there?
Hello.
Hi.
I have been diagnosed with carpal tunnel syndrome.
Yes.
I've taken B complex and B6. I wear a brace when I go to bed, but a lot of times when I wake up in the middle of the night and my arm is dead. It feels dead.
Okay. You need some physical therapy, some acupuncture. Malcolm Johnson is good, if I may say, and there's other great acupuncturists all around.
She's probably nutritionally deficient also.
Yeah.
The minerals
Dr.
probably
Africa,
aren't happening.
Real quick.
Yeah, sound like something for the nerves as well. She needs to stabilize her nervous system.
That's
so
true.
I'm just supporting Dr. Richardson, actually. I think everyone should go to him, and he will help you with your problem, really.
All right.
Go and see him.
Okay, thank you. Next we're going to run to Veronica in Douglasville. Veronica, are you there?
Hello?
Yes, on the air.
My question is, I consider myself a sugar addict, and how do I go about breaking that? Because when I try not to eat sweets during the course of a day, it makes me really tired, and I get these serious headaches. So how can I stop that?
Eat the natural sweets. Eat the whole fruit. Eat a nice, sweet, organic strawberry. Eat a great apple. Eat a banana. And eat as much of it as you want. And then eat a big, giant salad. Dr. Africa?
Yes, that's what you need to do. Get away from the white sugar. You're addicted to white sugar is what you're saying. And you're having the side effects from that addiction, withdrawal, which you call in low energy, which makes you crave your drug again. So you have to deal with the emotional reason why you're attached to this thing called sugar, which is attached to the emotion of love and affection. If you're not receiving that in some way, you tend to eat sugar.
Did we mention stevia?
Yes, stevia. Stevia is a natural herb from Brazil. And what you can do when you want to talk to somebody, and don't eat the sugar instead.
Okay, next we're going to run to Martha in College Park. Martha, you're on the air.
Yes, how are you?
Excellent.
Good.
Good. This is, like he said, Martha.
Yes.
I have a question. I'm a dialysis patient, and I want to know what can you recommend me to do as far as trying to restructure my kidneys or make my kidneys function better?
Yeah, dialysis is you have end-stage kidney disease. What did you get it from? Hypertension?
She's not on the air anymore.
Oh,
let's go ahead and make
well, basically, you don't want it to get any worse. So, dialysis patients typically have terrible diets. So what we're doing is working on that. I think brown rice protein powder has less phosphorus than like soy protein powder because dialysis patients get poisoned from potassium and phosphorus. So we have to be careful with that. But there is a way to eat a healthier diet, and you can negotiate with the nutritionist. So it's tough. Coenzyme Q10 could help too.
Dr. Africa, anything?
You have to take that stress off the kidney, and the only way to do that is with a diet. I mean, anything else, junk food is just going to stress the kidney. You really don't need to do that.
That's true.
Get off of the junk and get off the refined carbohydrates, the white sugar, anything that's stressing the kidneys, vinegar, whatever it is, get off of it.
Get off of it. We're going to run to Julia next in Atlanta. Julia, you're on the air. Julia, you're on the air.
Yes, I had a question regarding, we've been talking about diet and emotional attachments. What is it going to take for we as the African American community to get off the slave food, the food we've been eating since we were enslaved, and we're at an entirely different, most of us, economic place, yet we're attached to, as the gentleman said before, chitlins, ham, and, at Easter, which is coming up.
Okay, we're going to comment on that. Thank you.
Yeah, the way I look at it is, personally, I look at it historically, and I would want to eat food like the Garden of Eden type of food, Genesis 1:29, the fruits, the vegetables, the seeds and nuts, and consider other things an arbitration, a mistake, a mutation. Dr. Africa? Yes,
the attachment to that junk food, we were put on a high-fat and high-starch diet that's processed starches and fats. And that's what we call a slave diet. But essentially, we need to stop trying to solve the racist problem. I can't fix Mercedes, so it doesn't bother me when one of them break down. That solving the racist problem is not your issue. You solve the problem of your expertise. If it's in math, you work on that. Don't try to do the whole problem. If you're an engineer, you work on that. So don't try to look at the whole thing and say, what can the entire race do? No, you work in your area. I work in my area, nutrition. I don't try to do the other thing, fixing boats and stuff like that.
That's interesting. Folks, we're going to have to wrap up this show. We had a question from Jovan, but we're not going to be able to take them on the air. But the question about yeast infections, that has a lot to do with sugar, exactly, and pathogenic bacteria in the gut, which we test for, like the Candida and pathogenic bacteria.
Yeah, Citrobacter frundi, whatever.
All those
Make
things.
sure you have a good enough of bacteria.
Folks, we're going to wrap this show up. We've been talking about Nutrition 101, everything you want to know about nutrition, but had no one to ask. And hopefully you've enjoyed this show. We've had the lines full since we opened them up, and I'm sure we could go on another 15 hours or so. But we have not 15 hours. We've got to get off the air. And we also want to invite you at 7 o'clock to listen to Jazz at Sundown with Renee Williams. She'll be on at 7. And we invite you to listen to the serious jazz that this station pumps out day after day, week after week for 30 years? 30-year anniversary, something like that. So support WCLK 91.9 FM. We also want to tell you that our next show in 2 weeks is March 23rd. It's Cleansing and Detoxification. That's at 6 p.m. That'll be in 2 weeks. We also want to give our underwriters some props. That would be the Atlanta Clinic of Preventive Medicine, William Richardson, MD, DetoxMovement.com, Loving It Live Restaurant, live food restaurant, Dr. Wayne King's Mercury Free Dental Services, Basima's Absolute Therapeutic Massage, Weight Warriors, and Diet by Design, and Omnitech Institute. We also want to thank our call screener, Lorenzo Kemp. We want to thank the engineer, board operator, Tracy, and we want to thank Harriet Harris for helping us produce this show, executive producers, myself, John Richardson, and thank you to Reggie Hicks, who's director of Talk Radio at WCLK. We also want to thank
our guest today, Dr. Laila Africa. It was an awesome show, and he's going to be here on March 20th at the Meet Out, and the theme is Defeating Disease Naturally. And Dr. Africa, we can't thank you enough for being on our show.
Man, thanks a lot for inviting me.
Yeah, you were an excellent guest, and we'll have you back. And for more information on this event, the Meet Out, it's 770-621-5056. 770-621-5056. Dr. Africa, do you have a contact specifically for you?
They can call me if they like, or email me at lailaafrica@juno.com. Just call the Meet Out phone number. They'll connect you to me.
That's true. And for more information, again, there's a website too, www.bvsga.org. That's the Black Vegetarian Society, which will give you more information on that. Dr. Richardson, what an excellent show.
It's just excellent, and I really appreciate Dr. Africa and your work and your books, and you've helped so many people. We want to honor you, and I look forward to seeing you at the Meet Out.
Hey, man, it's always a pleasure to see you, man.
Thank you.
Yeah, thanks, man.
All right, and for more information on these subjects, preventive holistic medicine, on Dr. Richardson's medical practice, all these things, the website address is www.acpm.net. That's www.acpm.net. For Dr. William Richardson, this is John Richardson signing off and inviting you to join us on our next edition of Dr. Richardson On Call, March 23rd, and that's at 6 p.m., where we will be discussing cleansing and detoxification. See you in 2 weeks, Atlanta, same time, same station. Take care.